seeing, I think, at the moment a development of politics which is rejecting the idea of compromise, which seems to be more based on conflict and on difference. In the United States, for example, the new administration appears to be more interested in governing to continue the support of the minority that elected it. In the United Kingdom, we see the government choosing to go for the hardest possible exit from the European Union, even though the result of the referendum was quite a small majority. Scotland voted to stay in, Northern Ireland did also, London did also, and I suspect that many of the people who voted to leave probably voted for a softer form of Brexit than they're now being presented with. And of course, in the illiberal democracies, we are seeing a form of government which is ignoring opposition, ignoring press freedoms, and so on. So I think the concept of compromise is highly relevant now. How, for example, do you address the whole challenge of climate change? How do we address some of the challenges that are posed by modern economics, the globalized world in which we live, the inequalities, the issues of income equality that has to be addressed, issues of working conditions, issues of job security, the kind of insecurities that many people feel in the world today. Change comes slowly, and in Ireland the social change took, I think, really my entire adult life. I saw that change taking place from really the late 60s right through to the present day, and it's still a work in progress. In order to achieve change, you have to be very patient and persist with it and campaign for it and not lose sight of what the objective is, and it eventually comes through. But I think there is a lesson about the conduct of politics, because a pursuit of politics which is based on compromise, which is based on understanding what the other point of view is, trying to reconcile with that, trying to build a politics of tolerance, politics of respect. It takes time. It's not exciting. The kind of long, slow, tedious discussions and negotiations that have to take place for compromises to be achieved cannot compete with the excitement of a tweet where you slag off your judiciary. And that's the difficulty, I think, of contemporary politics, is how to develop a politics based on compromise, based on taking account of the other person's point of view, based really on the idea of governing for all the people rather than governing for a minority. We need to rediscover the value and the practice of compromise if we are to build a world which is peaceful, one which is sustainable, and one where everybody's personal rights and human rights are respected. As citizens in the world of social media, we can no longer afford to leave the expression of opinion to the minority who are currently using social media to do that. I know in some cases who are using it to promote very extreme points of view and a very vulgar discourse of politics. I think the challenge is now not so much to governments, not so much to institutions. I think the challenge is to the individual citizen to engage, to participate, and not to leave it to others, because if you leave it to others, we'll end up with a world and a society that we'll find it very difficult to live in.